All right, let's go, let's go, let's go! Today's podcast is brought to you by Canned Sake. Yeah, that's a thing. And also, Panthers Snuggies. Because it's cold as fuck in my front room. The season is over. What? The season ended weeks ago? Yes, I know the season didn't end weeks ago. I didn't want to do this fucking video. Because I didn't win. Fucking Parker won. Yay, Parker. 2024 champion. The only person that I would less like to see win is fucking Trey. He's going to be a fucking insufferable winner. I really can't think of anybody who would talk as much shit besides myself. And I would have loved to see myself win. That would have been quite enjoyable for me. Pour one out for my fantasy team. Huh? You're supposed to pour one out on the ground? That doesn't make any sense. You poured it in your mouth, right? Yes, fucking Parker is your winner. Rounding out our winner circle this year are Ryan with second place and Zoe with third place. Hey, way to go, Zoe. Finally getting on the podium after all these years. All I can say is, thank God I bought the fucking football trophy and not the fucking cup trophy, or we'd have to watch videos of Parker eating fucking Philly cheesesteaks out of it. I tabulated everybody's total earnings for the year, and Parker had quite a substantial prize, winning both this regular season and first place. $1,070. Way to go, Parker. After that, we got Ryan with 360. Zoe got 170. Finally, a profitable year for you, Zoe. Believe it or not, I'm up next. I won 3 weeks. Only person other than Ryan to win 3 weeks. $60. Adam and Trey both got 40. Cole, Quentin, and Cody all got 20. And then the Three Stooges, Josh, Elliott, and Tommy all got fucking goose-egged. So I've spent the past couple of weeks just asking myself, how did this happen? How did Parker win? And how did I go my third straight unprofitable year in fantasy football? I know exactly why Parker won. Parker had the fantasy MVP of the year. You know how I know Joe Burrow is the fantasy MVP of the year? Because I'm in 3 fucking leagues, and every single one of them, the champion had Joe Burrow. He wasn't even QB1. I think he was like QB2 or 3. But he just got hot at the right time. Like, he was QB1 by a mile from the last, 2 weeks of the regular season through the playoffs. Just absolutely blowing it out of the water every single week. But I didn't have Joe Burrow. Even though I said, go watch the draft recap. I even said in there, I said, if I knew that I could have gotten Joe Burrow in the 9th round, I wouldn't have even thought about drafting Patrick Mahomes. It wouldn't have even been a question. It's easy to say in hindsight now, but even back then at the draft, I would have traded any single one of my picks for Joe Burrow in the 9th round. So here's to my third unprofitable year in fantasy in a row. But JJ, isn't fantasy pretty hard? Is that bad? It's a slump. I'm in a fucking fantasy slump. I have played a total of 16 fantasy football seasons, okay? In that time, I have 2 championships, another second place finish, and 2 third place finishes. That's over a 25% fantasy football podium rate, right? Pretty good. But if you take out this last 3 years, that jumps up to almost 50%. Prior to this slump, I was fucking podiuming almost 50% of the time. So yeah, I feel like I'm in a fucking slump here. It sucks. And believe me, I've thought about this a lot. And there's a strong correlation between my terrible fantasy football regular season finishes and when I started playing best ball. It's 3 years ago. That's when I started doing best ball. Maybe I should stop doing best ball. Come on. I'm not gonna stop doing best ball. It's too much fun. All right, moving on. I took a look, way too early fantasy rankings for 2025. And this is way too early, right? A lot can happen. Players can move. Where's T. Higgins gonna sign? What are the coaching staff? There's a lot of coaching vacancies. A lot can happen, but these are just my personal fantasy football rankings for now, for next year, right? I can just tell you, I bet you, everybody is so reactive. What happened last year is going to happen this year again. It's going to just keep happening in perpetuity. Saquon is going to be number 1 overall next year. He's not my number 1 overall. As of right now, I'm taking Ja'Marr Chase again, number 1 overall. I'm not even taking Barkley as the first running back overall. I'm taking Bijan and Gibbs. And then, after that, Jefferson and Barkley. Maybe Barkley and Jefferson. Barkley's just going to be 28 years old, I think, next year. He's in the playoffs. He's going to have 400 plus touches this year. There's not a good track record of running backs after they get 400 touches. I'd much rather have Bijan or Gibbs. And then after that, you can just throw a big basket of CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Nico Collins, and then maybe Puka, but I'm worried about Matt Stafford. A.J. Brown, depending on how this playoffs goes, A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts don't look like they're on good terms right now. Derrick Henry, he's going to be 1,000,000 years old. Tell you what, this is a possibility, and I saw somebody talking about this possibility. So what if the Giants sign Jameis Winston? If that happens, I'll probably put Malik Neighbors in the top 5 with Jameis Winston throwing him the ball. It'd be insane. While we're on the subject of predictions, I actually have some playoff predictions. My thoughts on the playoffs. So I've gone back and forth on the NFC a little bit over the last couple weeks. I really was all in on the Eagles because of all of the defensive injuries on the Lions. If you take a look at the Lions IR, they could field an entire defense with their IR, and it would be better than probably 2/3 of the defenses in the NFL right now. So I thought I was going to be all in on the Eagles, but Jalen Hurts hasn't fucking played. I honestly thought that concussion was fake. That was one of the situations where the NFL is just fucking pulling the QB of the team that they didn't want to win for whatever reason. And then he doesn't practice, and then he doesn't play, and then he doesn't play again. It's 3 weeks later. Is he going to be able to come out there and fucking play playoff football? I don't know. That has me kind of worried. And all of my fears about the Lions defense, somehow Dan Campbell has that fucking ability to get the best out of, trash cans that they put out there. Their defense is just full of, fourth stringers right now. But they're fucking performing. Honestly, I feel like I'm going to stick with the Lions coming out of the NFC. The AFC is a lot harder. So, Chiefs, Ravens, Bills. All 3 of those teams got hot at the perfect time. They're fucking blazing hot going into the playoffs. Oh, but JJ, the Chiefs got fucking destroyed by the Broncos. Give me a break. Nobody played that game. They did not give a flying fuck about that game. They actually probably wanted to tank it just to keep the Bengals out of the playoffs. And not because they're scared. Josh texted me as soon as that happened. He was like, oh, the Chiefs are such bullshit. They're scared of the Bengals and Joe Burrow. Blah, Joe Burrow. No. They're not scared. They just hate the Bengals because of the whole fucking Burrowhead bullshit. I do the same thing. I'm vindictive. What am I trying to say? I'm vindictive as hell too. But Ravens and Bills, man, I don't know. Can Lamar and Josh Allen win playoff games? They haven't shown that ability to really take it to the next level in the playoffs. The Chiefs, we all know, have that ability. And they got the refs on their side. My heart says Ravens. Really want the Ravens to win. But my head says that the NFL wants that fucking Taylor Swift Bowl 3.0. So I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs and Lions in the Super Bowl. Definitely tastes like sake. It's just kind of weird. All right, the last thing I wanted to leave off with was, some potential changes. Obviously, I wanted to change us to a fab at the beginning of this year, but, we had ESPN has stupid rules about changing settings after the draft has occurred, so we're going to have to make that change prior to next year. But as far as other changes, I had a couple of ideas that I think are pretty interesting. Several of us have talked about Superflex before. I'm not too interested in that. It's just the entire first 2 rounds are all quarterbacks. Everybody takes quarterback back to back. And then whether you win in Superflex or not is, did you get, you know, a top 2 pick, and did you get Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen in the beginning, and did you follow it up with fucking Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield? Like, that's it. You won. If you got Lamar Jackson in the first and Baker Mayfield in the second, then you won. You're the winner. Congratulations. Is that fun? I don't know. I don't think so. But a 1 QB and all flex after that kind of sounds like an interesting idea. Tommy won't have a problem playing Taysom Hill again. I also thought that it might be fun to try an auction draft. I've done it for fantasy hockey before, and I really liked it. So, you know, that'd be an interesting idea. And lastly, new commissioner. It's sad. It's really sad. But we all knew this was going to happen. This couldn't last forever. I'm not going to keep doing these fucking videos and shit. Sorry. And I definitely don't want to deal with who's going to play in the league next year. Cody's not on Shift Bravo anymore. Adam's not on Shift Bravo anymore. We're not going to let Adam play next year. I don't know. But whoever does take commissioner, good luck. Because if I'm still in the league, you allow me to be in the league, I'm going to be the most annoying non-commissioner you've ever fucking seen. That's it. Thanks for a great season, everybody. It was a lot of fun again. I love all of you differently. Hope to see you next season. Peace.